In this video, I'm going to show you how to create and use a function. For people who are new to VBA, functions may come across as being something a little bit complicated, but it's actually very easy to make, and they can be very beneficial. So if you look at my current sub that I have here, it's a very simple subroutine. I've got it's called calculate a value. I've got a variable called result, and it's set as a double. The result equals range a1.value times 5. So over here we've got the value of 10, so that will be 10 times 5, and then it's going to create a message box with the total. It should be 50. So instead of doing the calculation within the subroutine, we are going to do the calculation inside a function. So to begin with, instead of writing sub, we're going to write function, and we'll call it do calculation. Okay, so we have a function here. Now we could just write so do calculation equals range a1 value times 5. And instead of writing result, instead of writing that here, what we'll do is write result equals do calculation. And what that's going to do is it's going to go in and say, just give me what this calculation is, bring it back into the subroutine, and it's going to assign the value to result, and then we're going to get that result in the message box. Again, it will be 50. So that's it. We've actually used a function. But the beauty of functions is that you can pass values into the function and then bring the result back out. So for instance, instead of having this 5 as a hard value number, we could pass that 5 in from here or any other value. So it goes range, so it says the value of a1 times whatever value we pass into the function. So if we set up a variable and it's going to be val as so for value, for instance, value is double, and that val is going to be down here. So it's going to be range a1 value times val, and we haven't actually got a value for the variable val yet. We do it by passing it into here. As you can see, when we open up brackets, it's now saying what is the variable val, what is the value of that. So if we put in, before we had 5, let's just put in 6. And what it's going to do is it's going to call this function, it's going to assign the number 6 to the variable val, and it's going to multiply 6 times value of cell A1, which is 10. So it should be 60. That's it. I should also mention that when you call functions, at the end you want to specify what the return value will be. So in this instance, whenever we pass back the do calculation back into here, we want it to be a number. So we want this to return as a double. So when that goes back into here and becomes result, the result is double, which is already specified up here. If we were to put in as a string, then the 60 becomes a string value. So from here, we could also create another variable. Instead of specifying the cell A1, we could also put that as a variable up here. So for instance, we could write cell as, and we could just make it as a string. So if we delete this and write cell, it's going to look for whatever that string is here. So we could write, it could be any cell now being passed into it. And now when we come up to our subroutine, if we click, so 6 is the value, comma, and now it's asking us for a string, which before we did have A1. So now we're having a lot of flexibility with the function, because now we can pass in what cell we want to reference to and what number we want it to be multiplied by. So again, it should return the value of 60. But if we put, let's say 5 in cell C4, then we can change this. We can change this to C4. And let's say we want C4 to be multiplied by 4. So it should be 5 times 4 is 20, and we will get a message box with the result of 20 in there. That's it. And that's how easy it is to use functions. And so you can also create more subroutines and pass in. So if we, for example, we could create another subroutine, and we'll call it calculate a value B. And then we can also change these. So let's say 6, and we can go back to cell A1. So if we run this subroutine, we're going to get a message box with the result of 60. And then if we click up in here, and if we run this subroutine, we should get a result of 20. And that's the beauty of functions. You can reuse the same code by calling them from many different subroutines. Thanks for watching. If you find this video helpful, please show your support by giving this video a like and follow me for more videos just like this.